It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission is to inspire, our mission is to empower, and our mission is to provide you, that's right, you, the hardworking entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only Rosaline Law, who's in the building. And she'll be talking about behind the scenes in a day of a master health coach. What's going on, Rosaline? How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity, Shay. I'm amazing. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, by the way. And I'm always curious. I know we're talking about living a healthy lifestyle so they can do the things they want, but got to ask the question.
What's
Why
that?
are folks these days struggling to have a healthy lifestyle? I mean, okay, we've got Instagram. They can go look at whatever they want right away and get motivated. They can go Google any plan they want. You can get a gym membership these days for $5. Yet folks are struggling to live a healthy lifestyle. Why? I'm just curious.
Great question. So, my take on that is that people are just used to their familiar. Most of the time, mama, grandmama, mama, and them, Aunt Bessie, everybody, they pretty much fed the children not so healthy things. But then also moving into adulthood, people, it's just hard to let go. It's just that, they're just used to what their tongue likes instead of moving over towards what is healthier and better for them. So that's my take on it. That's what I believe. And it's just hard. It's just hard for people to break that habit of what they're used to having.
So can
Yeah.
we just address the elephant in the room? I mean, we're here with a number of folks who are dualpreneurs. They work full-time jobs. They want you to know that, by the way. They're a full-time entrepreneur. They want you to know that, by the way. They're also raising, they got a husband they got to take care of, a wife they got to take care of. They've got kids. Their kids have schedules, by the way. They want you to know that. They're involved in the community, in their church. They've got a lot going on. They're like, wait a minute, Jay. I'm not lazy. I know what I'm doing. I just got so many priorities. I just got to grab what I can eat while I got to eat, and I don't have time to work out. I mean, so what would you say to that person that's listening, saying, "Yeah, Shay, let her know that first, okay? Because I got a lot going on." What would you
So
say to that
listen,
group of folks who's watching right
this
now?
first of all, you have to take care of yourself first. You can't care of any of those other things if you are down. If you are sick, running back and forth to the hospital, trying to get your medications, taking medication, using that hard-earned money on medication. Yes, so you can't do it. You have to take yourself as priority, and it's hard for women to do that because we're nurturers. We're nurturers by, just by trait. It's just in us. And so what happens is we put everybody, especially our children, first. And we're not taking care of ourselves. And I wholeheartedly believe in being selfish in that area. Selfish is not a negative word, it's a positive way of thinking when it comes to taking care of yourself and dealing with your own health so you can take care of everybody else.
I love how you said that, and you have the
Yeah.
topic health and wellness. Break it down for the Shea Browns. I went to DC public schools, by the way, and you're thinking healthy, and they're hearing wellness, and like, what's the difference between the two? Like, okay, what's her view of the world? Shay, is healthy and healthy the same thing as wellness? So, can you talk to the person that's listening, that's curious, like Shea Brown? I want to know what's your view of the world, because healthy means different things to different people, and wellness means different things to different people. So, what's your view of the world?
My view on that is so healthy is not being sick, not having any disparities, the blood pressure, the hypertension, the cholesterol, any ailments, lung ailments, and things like that. So having none of those issues with your body. Now, wellness, I classify that as being proactive. So in your wellness, in your care, making sure none of those things are happening. uh, Wellness. So I have a wellness, integrated wellness program, and that's basically implementing uh, alternatives that will keep you or help you to basically assist you with your healthier lifestyle.
Mm.
Hmm.
So well said. And as they're talking, like Shay, just sounds pretty good. Before you get into the book, I didn't get a chance to read her bio. Gotcha. I check you out. I didn't get a chance to Google her yet. Got it. Understand. And we got right started saying people are challenged today with being healthy. So I think it's fair that we step back and folks want to know two questions. Number one, who are you? Like, what's your backstory? Yeah, I think that's fair. And then number two, what was one of the defining moments you had in your life that led you on this path that you have so much passion and zeal for being healthy now? Please, we'd like to know.
All right, so my name is Rosaline Law, and I am a master certified health coach. Also, I am a clinical professional herbalist specializing in nutrition and exercise and herbs for just healing the body. Now, I've been doing this, actually, it was 13 years, April. This past April, 13 years ago, I actually became a health coach. The reason why I did that, so I have a background in pulmonary medicine. I'm a respiratory therapist over 30 years. And seeing people in the hospital over the years just sick. Let me just say that. They're just sick. Coming in, a lot of people are coming in obese, very obese, and that will lead to the heart issues, your lung issues, the cancers, and just overall just sick. So I just got tired. I just got tired of being called cold blue, people coming into the emergency room, and I'm seeing them sick. So I wanted to go to the other side to educate people before they got to that point, before they get to the point of despair, just don't know what to do. Unfortunately, a lot of people come to me when their doctor has told them they're pre-diabetic, or they have diabetes type 2, or they're about to go on dialysis for their kidneys. And so I call that scared straight, period, scared straight. And they reach out to me for help, for assistance. How do I do it? I know I can do it, and they can. It just takes consistency, endurance, willpower, mindset change, all of that. But it's a job, and you got to do it to save your own life. So that's basically how I got the passion for becoming a health coach overall, pretty much.
And you mentioned something that's very important about the diet and
Mm,
exercise, and you talked about herbal being an herbalist. Maybe I
yes.
take that's isn't that the same as being able to take vitamins and so forth? Is that Are you a proponent of vitamins? Are you What are your thoughts on just taking vitamins? By the way, I'm just curious. This is just me. Now I got my own personal question. I just want to know. By the way, is she for vitamins? Is she not for vitamins? And I say that
So
not to
I
put her on the spot. My doctor hates vitamins, but I'd like to take vitamins. And I'm like, well,
like
what's the worst that it could happen? I need vitamin D and B12 and all this other stuff. I just figured, it
so
can't
I,
hurt me.
I'm
But
really
but
I'm
I like to know your view of the world.
so this is what I say. You mentioned the doctor, so you go to the doctor, you get an annual physical, and they do the blood work, and they pretty much give you what your deficiencies are. So if you're deficient in vitamin D, sure, take some vitamin D. Vitamin A, your B's, I definitely think that you should do that. But also, it's an age factor. Most of the time, when we get older, because of the things that we might be lacking in our diet, we might not be getting the vitamins and nutrients and minerals that we need from our diet. So, especially from the people that are doing processed foods and going through the drive-through, and not preparing their own foods, so you could be lacking, deficient in vitamins that you need for vital health. So I just say, I, I always say bio individuality. What's good for you may not be good for the other person. And so you just get it checked out, find out what you're deficient in, and take those vitamins or eat, and or I'm an advocate for eating those foods. So if you are deficient in vitamin D, you can eat the foods as well as take some vitamins for a little while until you kind of get it balanced. And then you can stop if you like. It's your preference.
I love it, man. I think that's super important. And so the person that's listening
Yeah.
right now and like, okay, if she had to give me step one, step two, step three, or maybe three things that I can do, and it's a loaded question. She said different ages, different places, different spaces. But if she said, Shay, here are three things you can do to help with your diet, and then maybe here are three things you can do to get the body moving, maybe wellness or exercise. I want you to lean forward because this is a very important conversation. And I know this intellectually, but I want you to listen with new ears as she's speaking and watch with new eyes because we all only have one shot at this thing called life. We have one body. And she's here to make sure that we can utilize it to the fullest. So, two-part question. Number one, what are three things that folks should be thinking about when they're thinking about their nutrition? I know for me, it was all about cutting out sugar, and I didn't know how to read the back of a label. I know, don't judge me, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't judge me out there. But I really didn't know. I mean, you think, Morgan State, I went to HBCU, taught me. You would think a graduate degree would teach me, but I really didn't know. And it wasn't until many, many years later, until I was over 50, that I kind of understood. So I wanted to take a moment and say, hey, here are three things you should think about. It might even be as easy as drinking water. And if you're not drinking enough water, listen to her, and I'll get off my rant. And then number two, three things that maybe you should be able to do just to move the body. I mean, maybe you don't get a membership, but you got to be active. So take it away because this is a very important topic. So don't breeze by like, I know this. This is not a question about what you know or what you read. It's a question about
Right.
what level are you doing this and how can you go to the next level? Because the next level, wherever you are, will only help you. Take it away. I'm sorry. I was on a rant.
Yes, yes. So let's start with the first question about your nutrition. What is important? Basically, eating fresh fruits and vegetables. You've heard it before, the pyramid, the food pyramid. Make
Mm-hmm.
sure it's more than a lot of meat, that protein. A lot of times, they say, "Oh, get a lot of protein." Yes, protein is important for energy to keep your stamina going, but you got to get those fruits and vegetables in there. Then also your whole grains, your stay away from the processed foods. Shay mentioned the sugar. Absolutely, sugar. I say sugar is poison. If you have to have a sweet tooth, that sweetness on your tongue that you're craving, go ahead and substitute for plant-based sugars. That's sugars that's made from a plant and not in a plant. Hope you get that one. Um, and so let me just go ahead and tell you what those are. Some of those are the stevia plant, not to be confused with Splenda. A lot of people get those two S's confused. It's stevia. The stevia plant is very sweet. And so you only need a little bit. A lot of people tell me, oh, I don't like stevia because it leaves an aftertaste. I say all foods leave an aftertaste. That's why you want to keep getting it, right? Because you start thinking about it, it's on the tongue. But anyway, then we're talking about maple syrup that's coming from the maple tree. Yes, and then you have the monk fruit, the coconut sugar. So there are a lot of plant-based sweeteners that you can go to, but leave the refined sugars alone. It can cause a lot of health uh, problems, just health issues overall. But especially one that I have been concerned about is with the dementia and Alzheimer's, which my mother, my adoptive mother, and my biological mother had dementia. They love sugar, sweet, sweet, sweet. And then I want to say, make sure you're eating. Uh, I say, let me see how I can say this: your green leafy vegetables, your mushrooms and beans, things like that, within a 7-day period. Get those things in. Fiber creates great gut health. So it's just a lot that. that you need to be aware of to make yourself healthy in the nutrition department. But again, I say, you have to know your own body, because some people say, I listed beans. Some people say I can't eat beans. It makes me feel gassy. It bloats me. It's for a reason. So that's why you need a health coach, a master health coach, to kind of get to the bottom of things, what you should be eating, how often, what it's going to do for your body, whether it's good or bad. And I actually perform what they call a cytoscan that helps me to determine what's going on with your body, how you're digesting your foods, and what foods you actually should eat and maybe stay away from or limit. All right. And then I'm going to move to the next thing. I think you said exercise, how to keep your body moving, right? One
Yes.
thing all right. You got to find what you like. There's no way you're going to keep. So some people don't like to go to the gym, and then some people don't like to work out at home. I personally, I don't really like to work out at home because I like to be around people and motivating and everything. But some people, it just depends on what you like. Like I'm a Zumba instructor. I've been a Zumba instructor for 12 years now, and I love music. And I say movement is medicine. That is my motto. And it's truly, it's amazing what music can do for the movement and for the soul. And Zumba is one exercise that I could do consistently. And I do. I do it maybe 4 or 5 times a week, Zumba classes. So find what you like. Some people are doing this pickleball, some people are doing the line dancing. Just find what you like and do it consistently. Now, the one thing I do want to say about that, though, your body actually has muscle memory. So even with myself, when I'm doing Zumba and I'm dancing, I'm doing those moves, and I've been doing them for 12 years now. Sometimes I got to go and do something else. I have to get on a bike. I have to get on a treadmill, go walking, do some sit ups, some planks on the wall planks. You know, you have to do something else, dumbbell, strength training, things like that, so that you can actually work your whole body, your core, upper body. But find what you like and do it consistently. But the most important part is working that heart, getting that heart going, that heart, and getting the blood moving in your body. And it will add at least 10 more years to your life. And what I will say is 80% of what you're eating and 20% movement. Yeah. And then also, you got to be drinking that water. You touched on that. Got to be drinking that water. That water
How
is
much?
very,
How much water do you
very
normally
important.
recommend?
So, the saying is you do at least half of your body weight. So if you're weighing 200 pounds, 100 ounces of water you should be drinking a day. But who's going to do that? If you're not drinking a whole lot of water and you hear me right now and you say, oh, I weigh 200, I need to drink 100, you're not going to do it. 100 ounces starting tomorrow and you're just hearing about it? No. And then there is something called water toxicity. So that means if you're drinking a whole lot, you can overflow. And so you want to take it slow. You want to take it slow. If you're not drinking a lot of water, just take it slow. Drink 2 bottles a day, two 16-ounce bottles. Next day, add one, or the next week, add another one. Just take it slow and get it in. But I do know when it's hot outside, you can drink more water. You can drink more water, especially if you're exercising, doing what you need to do for your body, getting being hot, staying hydrated. Last thing I want to say about water is a lot of people hate going to the doctor for that physical just because they're going to send you to the lab and take that blood. And if your blood is thick, pasty, and thick and not coming out, they say, oh, it's not coming. A lot of times that might mean that you're not drinking enough water. You got to drink that water. Same thing for your bowel movements. If you're constipated, it's hard. You got to drink that water. Keep it flowing. Keep it soft and flowing. And that might be too much information for some folks, but I just got to tell the truth. I'm a health coach. Got to give you the information. Drink, drink, drink the water.
The one
I
reason I
think
wanted to have you here today is that, what does it mean if you have a very successful business or a career and make all the money and then you're unable to enjoy it? And this is a very, very important conversation. We have a lot of conversations about money, and yeah, that's very important. We have a lot of
Mhm.
conversations about building the business, and that's important. But tonight we're having a conversation where it's all about you. And so far, she hadn't said you had to go download some fancy app and try to figure it out. She didn't say there was some complex formula or secret sauce that she had. One of the things I like about what we found out so far about what she does, Rosalind, what we've seen is that she gives you practical things that you can go do today. It doesn't matter what your budget is, you can do it
Right.
today. And when is the best time to plant a tree? As my mentor always asked me, what? Obviously 10 years ago. But then when's the next best time to plant a tree? Now. And so it's
Now.
9 o'clock time for you and your health. Don't say that. Nobody don't get a chance to go on a rant like that. But this is one of those times that this could save a life, or it could give you more joy, more fulfillment, and you can have a higher quality of life by just following
Yeah.
exactly what she's saying now. You can do it. All right, with that being said, let me go ahead and ask one question. We have a segment here called Today is My January 1st. For those folks that are tuning in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you know what we're going to do. You can go ahead and say those magical words. Today is my January 1st. For those other folks, you want to know what in the LL Cool J is going on. Today is my January 1st represents our personal mantra. It means you get a fresh start. Doesn't that feel good? It means you get a do over. It means that your past, no matter how dark and gloomy it is, maybe you've done no exercise, or how bright and sunny it is, you've been doing something, the past no longer equals your future. And so my question for Rosalind's on the other side, when you hear those, the question is really two parts. Number one, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? What do you hear? And number two, where was the setback you had? Maybe her life's been perfect. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. But where was the setback you had in your life that you had to bounce back from, and how were you able to do that?
Ah, so I want to start with the second question, which will probably answer the first question.
Sure.
So, if that's okay, the setback. So, like many people during the pandemic, was a setback because everything that I do as an entrepreneur is community related. I go out into the community and I am assisting people towards a healthier lifestyle by doing healthy cooking demos. Uh, I mentioned my Zumba exercise classes. I met with people one on one, consulting, helping them to get their life together, as their health and wellness together. So everything was community based. And when everything shut down during during the pandemic, yeah, I was shut down. But I got a healthy start. I got my January 1st during the pandemic. During the pandemic. So it's been about maybe 8 years ago now. I wrote my book, The Spice Queen's Kitchen. And in that book, I had in there a, uh, a let's say, a concoction called the Healing Shot. And the healing shot consists of several herbs, and it's a shot for immunity. And so during the pandemic, I actually using my herbal studies, and I looked it up, and I started putting together. I formulated the healing shot plus, added extra herbs, Chinese herbs in it, and I actually got my life back with that particular product. That particular product, people were ordering it. It was going out the door like 30 bottles a week during the pandemic. I was up until 4 a.m. But what happened was, uh, you know, people were just trying to combat this thing called COVID. They were just trying to combat that. But I learned so much about people and them being consistent and and fighting for their life. And so with the passion that I have for people and for their health and wellness, I was just grateful to God that I was able to survive as much as I could financially during the pandemic. But it gave me a fresh start and knowledge of knowing that I'm helping people as I help myself get through this whole crisis. the pandemic crisis. Did I answer those two questions for you?
Yes, you did perfectly. And I couldn't think of a better way to do it or a better scenario setback. So thanks so much. The book, you mentioned the book.
Yes.
What was one of the reasons you wrote the book and who the book is for? Share that once
Uh,
again for folks that are listening right now. And I'm going to recommend you all go get the book.
yes. So the Spice Queen's Kitchen. Why I wrote that book. 13 years ago, when I first started being a health coach, I actually went into people's homes and taught them how to prepare their meals. And so much, and these are people with the hypertension, with the cholesterol, with the diabetes, all these different ailments, right? And I created these recipes, and I actually cook with them because people say all the time, can you make this for me? Can you meal prep? I don't meal prep. I may do it for a minute to help you until you get on your feet and are able to do it for yourself. But my goal is to actually show you how to do it and be successful in that. So when I came up with these recipes, my clients were like, "Oh, you need to write a book. Do you need to put this in a recipe? This is good. You need a recipe book." There you go. Recipe book came out, and all of those recipes that are in that book are from most of my clients. I have some testimonies in there. I have some educational information in there about herbs and different and how they benefit your particular life. So that's how the Spice Queen's Kitchen came about. I am presently working on my second book, well overdue, and it's going to have some children's recipes in there. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, that's how it came about, Jay.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's spot on. Certainly appreciate it. As we come down the home stretch, I'm curious, what do you do for fun when you're not out saving the world, making a difference for everybody and writing books?
What I do for fun, I love to dance. I like to watch. So for my own self care, I like to. It was never ever happens. I just like to watch a good movie. Just stay at home, watch a good movie, take a nap, wake up, watch the movie again. That's one good thing about it. You can put it on pause or you can start it over if you fall asleep. I love doing that. But for fun, I like dancing. I love dancing. I love singing. I love music. I love plays. I love a good comedy show. So that's what I do for fun.
Ah, as it come down the home stretch, two-part question. Number one, what type of clients is your firm taking on these days? If you're taking on any clients, because we don't know, so we'd like to share that. And number two, how can folks best connect with you? How can they stay in this conversation over and beyond the time that we have now?
Yeah. So what was the first question?
The first question was, what type of clients are you looking to work with
Oh,
these days?
so I'm looking in any client that's looking to better themselves with their health and wellness. Period. If they want to know how what they should eat, how to overcome some issues that they're having, male, female. I even work with children, families, everyone. So yes, I'm taking new clients. Also, what was your second question?
Second question was, how can they connect with you? Is it URL or domain? Domain. How can they best connect with you if they want to follow up and get a chance to work with you?
Yeah, so my website is heavenlybodieslive.com. Heavenlybodieslive.com. You can find me on Instagram, IG at Heavenly Bodies Live, and on Facebook I am the Spice Queen on Facebook. And you can always send me an email. Everything is Heavenly Bodies Live at gmail.com. Heavenlybodieslive at gmail.com. Just reach out to me. We can set up a consultation. That's how I first like to do a consultation and then we go from there.
Let me first say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur
Thank
Show. We
you.
appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Without you, well, there is no show. So I know we appreciate you. Yeah, it's kind of cool when you watch it, you hit the like button. That's cool. But hit the share button if you can. Like hit that share button so you can pay this message forward to another community, to another individual who can benefit from the message from today. And I never get tired of sharing with you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that you truly are amazing. You really are incredible. You're such a special, unique individual that as you're watching right now, no matter what you're going through in your life, I believe today is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason, your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name, it hasn't changed. It's still Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. We'll make some good things how we connect again next time. Thanks a lot, Roz, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Peace,
You.
everybody.
Bye-bye.